Hello, friends, and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks. And today I bring to you a pharma company for a change, which can be 4-5x from the current levels. And let's understand about the company and let's understand what needs to be done. I'm talking of Sequence Scientific. Let's understand in details what the company does. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation and people taking any position into any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research. And I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Plus, I'm invested in the company, so that's a disclaimer. Before I talk about Sequence Scientific, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel. It will help you also ask me questions in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you'll get access to my portfolio, my watch list, and a number of podcasts that I put up with respect to short-term calls, long-term calls of stocks, and also a number of talk that I do on the markets. Now about the company, Sequence Scientific was established in 1985 and it is into animal care and vaccines, an emerging giant in the field of animal care and medications. And it is a smaller company with regard to Hestra Biosciences. Hestra Biosciences is the big brother of this industry, but Sequence Scientific is coming out to be one of the emerging giant in this field. Decent return ratios in a rare space. Only two major listed players, as I said, Hester Bio and Sequence Scientific. The market cap of the company has just gone over 5,000 crores. About 2-3 weeks back, it was around 4,000 crores. It has global presence with key approvals across the globe. More than 30 approvals awaiting. More than 100 way more than 100 approvals already taken place with respect to medications, vaccines that are around the globe that are being sold by Sequence Scientific. If you look at the numbers, the September numbers optically look, you can say, ordinary. So you look at the sales numbers, so sales has grown by around, you can say, 25%, 26%. But the profit has been flat. And when you look at the profit being flat, then nobody looks at the company that, okay, as the profits have been flat, bottom line is not growing, then why to look at the company? I don't know why it is surging. Maybe because it is surging and now the valuations are extremely rich. But there was exceptional items or exceptional expenses of 9 crores in September FY21, and there was a tax write back of 1.6 crores in September 20th. That was a positive that came into the kitty on the bottom line for the company. So a tax of 8 crores in this year versus a tax write back of 1.96 crores. So that's 9.6 crores like that, and 9 crores in other fashion. So that's around 18.8 crores. If we take these one-offs out, the profits for the quarter would have been close to 30.3 crores this year, versus 19.6 crores in September 20th. So I have taken out these one-offs or the exceptionals out, and you can see that the growth year on year would have been 54% and not flat on the bottom line after a growth of around 26-27% on the sales front. Yes, return on equity and operating profit margin is not that great, but return on equity is also up, you can say, a byproduct of whatever happens with the profitability and the sales. So that is set to improve even further, and I have told you as to why the profit was flat this time around. So this is the SWOT analysis of the company, and I've gone deep into analyzing this company and then invested into it. As I mentioned, that I am invested in the stock. So this is what it is. So the strengths of the company: global leader in anthelmintic API. Anthelmintic APIs is normally used in you can say farm animals and other kind of animals which are reared for their meat, for their milk, etc. 100 plus markets and over 1,000 APIs already. So as I mentioned, there are many API products in the markets already, and have invested over $80 million in the business so far over the last 2-3 years, 4 years. It is the first global integrated animal health company. In that regard, what I feel that the company might be having, you can say, backward integration of their products also. So the raw materials might be produced by the company itself. I'm not sure about it, but that is what exactly that is what it would be meaning. API revenue growth from 218 crores in 2018 to 400 crores in 2020. So in 2 years, the API revenue has virtually doubled. Formulation revenue has gone from 600 crores to 780 crores in that time frame. That has gone up by around 35%. That is just tremendous over the last 2 years. As I mentioned, 27 plus approvals in FY20. So around they got around 27 approvals even in difficult times during FY20, and 35 plus drugs are in pipeline for approval. So you can imagine that what kind of growth that the company is looking at going forward in the next 3 to 5 years. If you look at the weaknesses of the company, then operating profit margins and other margins are not that special. So you look at ROEs, ROCs, and OPMs, these are not great. But I expect this to grow even further rather than, well, it can be looked at as a weakness because it is an internal matter of the company. But it can also be looked at as an opportunity for the company that going forward, this is the thing that is going to improve even further. Margins are going to improve even further, and that is going to you can say support the stock price. So in that regard, margins are not that special at the moment, but I'm pretty hopeful that going forward in the next 3 to 4 years, in the next 8-10 quarters, we will see margins getting even better. It is not the leader in this space holistically. The margins and profitability and growth and sales numbers, etc., are much better in the listed play as I know of. And if you know about other companies, you can let me know in the comment box. But as I know of, the better company in this is Hester Biosciences. But this is an emerging, you can say, big company or a giant that is in the making. 4,000. I looked at this company when it was around 3,500 crores. Right now it is 5,000 crores in a very quick time. I won't be surprised if this company ends up being in the next 6-7 years being 50,000 crores or something. Flat annual sales growth in FY20 has also not helped, although FY21 is a different thing altogether, and the numbers looked better. As I said, September 21 numbers are much better. So all these things taken into consideration, yes, there are weaknesses for the company that needs to be improved going forward, but the strengths, as I mentioned, are much more stronger to look at. And remember that it is a completely debt free company, and a company that looks like growing further with the kind of approvals that are in the pipeline. I won't be surprised if when things normalize, these approvals will come through, and the company would become better at growing their you can say business further. And there are other opportunities that I would like to talk to you about later on in this presentation, which will give you a better picture as to where things stand. But as per prima facie, looking at the numbers and the strengths of the company, it looks like at around 200 odd rupees. The stock is slightly expensive based on the kind of numbers that we are getting through, but based on what lies ahead, the stock may just continue to rise higher. And I'm going to give you one of the major, you can say, asset for the company, that because of which I bought into the stock. So we'll discuss that as well. So after looking at the weaknesses and the strengths of the company, let's look at what are the opportunities that lies ahead for Sequent Scientific. So in terms of opportunities, approvals that are around 30 odd approvals, 35 approvals that are awaited for the formulation business, some in the API business, growth in the API and formulation space. That is a huge opportunity, because if you consider the animal care field, it is growing even further with people more concerned about animals, environment, etc. This is going to grow even further, and I won't be surprised in 5 to 7 years time this will become a huge factor going forward in saving the environment and getting better at caring for the, you can say, reared animals as well as wild animals, etc. So these approvals will keep coming through. Right now we are concerned about the health of individuals, the health of human beings, and whatnot. Once things normalize, I have no doubt whatsoever that the company will get major orders and business going forward. So I'm hopeful that from FY23 onwards, maybe not FY22 but FY23 onwards, this will become even larger. Plus, there is global expansion on the card. They have already expanded into the Americas, Europe, and some part of Asia. I won't be surprised if this expansion just continues going forward. They have cash on their books. They have internal accruals to work with. So these are all opportunities that are in front of Sequent. And then the major breakthrough that has taken place. So if I just go back a year from now, year and a half from now, the company was having a lot of debt, a lot of pledging, and that is why even I was not looking at the stock. There were, you can say, individuals on, you can say, my members on Patreon talking about it, but I ignored it just because of the kind of pledging that the company was having. Then the Carlyle Group got into it, and they have got around 53-54% stake. They might increase the stake all the way to 74%. There is a news report. I have attached the, you can say, reference to it, to that news report, and they may look to increase the stake further to 74%. It's right now around 53-54%. So a 20% increase in stake is a lot, and that would itself take the stock higher by around at least 60-70% from current levels, if that happens. So you need to just look out for that, do some more research on your behalf, but that is a huge opportunity for the investors, for us. So that's why I put in here the threats in front of, you can say, Sequent. Not tough barriers to entry for new firms. So there could be new firms or listed players that would come out, or some other unlisted players that would come out and do really big things. There are few companies in you can say, in the Midlands, in European countries like Switzerland, etc., which do these work, and they do it pretty well. Then there's global volatility with local shutdowns that are taking place. So there's another, you can say, virus around, and that is not very threatening in terms of life threatening, but it is extremely infectious. We know about it. If that really goes around, we can have another shutdown, and that could lead to, you can say, the stock falling 50-60%. There's no doubt about it. So that's a threat for the company itself, because the business might get stalled altogether. Their major businesses from exports. Volatility and raw material cost is also there, although I'm hoping that they do backward integration in terms of production, but I still believe that raw material cost when rising, and currently we are seeing that a lot of commodity prices are rising. So if raw material costs really rise, then the profitability will not be the same, and there will be higher expenses. Then the formulations which are in the pipeline, they might not get the approvals that we are positive on that they will. Normally 90 to 95% of their products get the approval. So if that is the strike rate going forward, that is fine. But if that strike rates drop, then we could be having issues on the, say, on the stock price front, because people or large investors are betting on the fact that the company will keep on generating more products through R&D and getting more approval. So if that doesn't come through, then that is a huge threat for the company. Plus, political uncertainties in geographies where they are expanding, they're always there. So there could be, I mean, there's a semblance of chance that the exports might get stopped there. There could be a war-like situations, others. So there could be a lot of political uncertainty going around globally, and global uncertainty is always there. So that is also a threat for the company, which is working more on a global, you can say, platform. But the biggest positive, and this is what I bring to your notice, that this is the biggest thing and probably the most important slide of this presentation, that this is because of which I got into the stock, and my friend did. So Carlyle Group taking over 50% stake. So they have the majority stake, and when you search about the Carlyle Group and kindly do that, you'll understand that they are the huge giant into this investment horizon into stock market. They invested at around 86 rupees. They have a total AUM of $230 billion globally, with 9% stake in Asia in a number of companies in other places, in Singapore, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, in Japan, and they have invested in India as well through Sequent and a couple of more companies. They are set to hopefully increase stake to 74%, although there have been only one or two news feed that I have read about. But if they really do that, this will be a huge positive for the company. But if even if they don't, having the majority stake means that the company would be governed by somebody who would be concerned about the stock price altogether. And when they invest, when the Carlyle Group invest into any company, they don't do it for 2, 3, 4x. They look for 10, 15, 20x going forward, maybe in few years time. So invested at 86 may increase stake at 200, whatever 180 may have increased stake this quarter, we don't know. But invested at 86, even if you take 10x from there, it means 860 rupees. Currently the stock is around 210, 220 rupees. So that's why I wrote that this could be a potential 4x. I won't be surprised if this just keeps on churning out good profitability and the stock goes 5, 6, 7x from here, depending on how long you can hold on to the stock. So this is the huge positive, that a group like Carlyle is has invested, and not only invested just 5, 7 to 8 or 10%. They have invested more than 50% and taken the majority stake and taken control of the working of the company, and major management decisions of the company are being done through their approval. So that is a huge positive. So what could be the strategy now, since the stock is not at 86, and that is the major concern, because the stock has gone more than doubled and now going towards being tripling. So a simple strategy would be, on any declines in the market, on any day the stock falls 2, 3, 4%, you can buy the stock. You can accumulate in the range of 190 to 220. I don't see the stock going below 180 for the moment. Buy some now, and on major decline, so what you can do is buy 15-20% of your total holding currently, and then wait for major declines or an up move beyond 229, 230. 229 has been the all-time high that was touched, I think, in 2015 or 16, somewhere there. And if that is taken out, then we could see the stock really surge, because that will be the all-time high that will be taken out. Remember that I'm invested in the stock, so there could be vested interest. So kindly do your own analysis and invest into the company. Do keep a stop loss according to your risk appetite, and if things go fine, we may see 800, 880 on the stock going forward in, say, 2 years, 3 years. I don't know when, but it is a very good, very huge possibility. So this was my video on Sequent Scientific. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my video straight away when I post it.